Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Burning Truth.
Hey!
It's episode number 6.
Hey!
I am Nathan Goff. I'm joined by the bad boy of British Wrestling who's got his voice back.
Oh, of course.
He's here in full voice. He looks a little bit cold. He actually looks like he spent a week with the... It looks like he spent a week with the Eskimos, / Dean Ambrose, / the Wyatts, and then come out for it.
Why not?
Happy New Year to everyone as well. This is the first episode we recorded in 2015.
Yes, it is.
So, we wish you all the best for 2015.
It should be a good year.
Like every other year, it'll have its ups, it'll have its downs, but hopefully there's more ups. See, as usual, Raw's been shit, as usual, for the last couple of weeks. I'm a little bit disappointed when Total Divas main event, TNA and SmackDown are all better than Raw.
Ouch. Which is meant to be the A show.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Take it back down to 2 hours. Or 2 hours, 15 minutes.
I don't think it was just that. I think they seem to be either A, running out of ideas, or B, they're sticking with a program that people are either predicting already and just going through the motions. Which, I'm sorry, but as a wrestling fan and as a wrestler, you should not be going through the motion or just dialing it in.
No, we both agreed that nothing could be as bad as the Raw that ended 2014.
Yeah.
They proved us wrong.
Yeah.
Because that was awful.
Let me guess. They probably heard us and just went, challenge accepted.
Yeah. There must be someone that is just sitting there in the creative room that listens to everyone's podcasts, and they're all like, well, that's the worst Raw I've seen for ages. They probably can't do anything worse than that. And someone must sit there with their hands like that and go, you know what? Fuck it, Vince.
We got a challenge.
It's a challenge. We can't put a shit program out anymore. I fucking bet we can. But oh my god, I haven't seen anything that bad for a while. It was dull. It was really dull
and one-sided.
Yeah, like normally there's like a nice balance of victories.
I will say, usually in the past, during the Attitude Era when DX were in charge and whatnot, they had a lot of heels taking advantage of that situation. But that was then, which is what was necessary to build up the faces. This is now. They've now gone to a point where it looks like the faces are going to get a reprieve. The heels came back, and okay, instead of taking that little slow, taking the time with it, they got some ups and back and forth battles. They just went in straight in for the kill, and in that way, a lot of the fans are going to feel a little bit let down because everything that the faces have done, like since Survivor Series, meant nothing. No,
and it's just bad. It was the easy way out. Supposedly, the ratings in America have been suffering since the authority's been off tally. Now, TV ratings mean jack shit to me these days.
Well, answer me there. Some world, TV ratings are falling. Either you're doing really, really bad, or you're the only ones around.
No, it isn't just that. How many other ways are there that people can watch wrestling now?
Now, good point. You've got the WWE Network, you've got the, over here we have our sports channels.
For WWE Raw, you can watch it on, is it TiVo in America?
Yes, I believe.
So you can watch it on TiVo. You can watch the highlights on YouTube.
Yep.
Where else can you grab it? It goes on the network 2 weeks after it's been released on air, doesn't it?
I think you can also watch it live.
No, on the WWE Network you can't because of the TV deal that they've got with the US in Sci-Fi. They need to wait a couple of weeks afterwards to upload it onto the network.
But the preview shows and after shows
are network exclusive.
Fair enough.
But I'm just trying to think of all the different formats that you can watch on. You can download it off, off Beatbox or whatever it is online. There's a couple of streaming sites.
Blindbox.
Yeah, online that you can download off, and the episodes go on there, and you can download them off there. So the TV ratings should mean less now.
True, but they could be doing it as a whole for themselves. But the problem is we don't know how they're doing it. But the problem is...
No, like the Nelson TV ratings.
Yeah,
Nelson TV ratings. So, I'm going to have a brief stab at it. If I am completely wrong, someone who is American, please correct me on how the Nelson TV rating system goes.
And just so you know, it's not me who's having a stab at this. This isn't Matt Burns having a stab at this. This is Nathan Goff.
Okay, so, because I've read a little bit about it, so the Nelson TV rating system links the amount of televisions in a house watching that channel, and it predicts that everyone's watching it at that time. So say there was me and you watching a television in that house.
Yeah.
It'd take the household and it'd put that as, say, 3 or 4 people watching that show when there could be one person or 16. It doesn't differentiate between if it's one person or 16. So if it's in a bar, that would still only count as one view. So say 3.5 million people watching Raw on a Monday night as an average. That number could be wrong because it doesn't take in the amount.
But it's at the lower end of the scale.
Yeah, but it could be at higher end, like someone couldn't have cable in the house at that time.
No, what I mean is in sort of by their standard, as in if they're counting one TV as one person.
Yeah.
By their report, it'd be at the lower end of the scale. Where in actual fact, it could be the upper end because you can have you can have multiple people at one TV.
That's why I think the ratings are a bad thing to go off, because it doesn't take into account of actually how many people could be watching. Because to do that, you'd have to have someone going round on each house going,
yeah,
can I just check what you're watching, please? so that's why I don't think it works.
Or either that or something illegal.
Yeah.
As though they're watching the people who are watching those.
Yeah, so, and then after, it takes
them
them millions of viewers and then it converts it into a rating.
Yeah.
Now, Raw used to do 7 to 9s,
yeah,
and now they're averaging about 2.893 around WrestleMania season.
But bear this in mind, the reason why that's suddenly dropped is because they have lost the biggest, rating raiser, which is competition. Which, if you think about it, when WCW was around, TV was more entertaining for WWE in WCW, for the wrestling business. Second, WWE bought them out. There's no competition. So there's only one place to go to for most of the mainstream wrestling needs.
You say that, but
they could still compete with themselves internally.
Can I point out a fact, and I know this is actually true because I did the research for one of the articles. Believe it or not, there's more wrestling companies in America now than there ever has been.
Oh, no, I'm not disputing that. The only problem is how many are able to actually challenge WWE at a global level.
Not many of them can.
But
that's due to finance.
Yeah, that's due to finance, but that's the thing. At the moment, if someone got the finance right and became an actual threat to WWE, I think ratings would go up because they'd be in competition with each other if they did that. But then, you'd have people then divided. It'd be entertaining still.
Yeah, so that's why. But it's like this one. If the ratings reflect this one as being a poor show, then it should do. Like, you're on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You're
heading to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which is the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's like you're building up to the granddaddy of them all, and if the bill carries on like that,
what bill?
You aren't going to get your... See, now people are subscribing to the network. They need to put out good, compelling television to get people to resubscribe. Because they're not charging for pay-per-views now, but they are charging for subscriptions.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard, and this is just a little dicky bit, that in Ireland, the network's going to be $12.99. In the UK, it's going to be the good old faithful $9.99.
Which translates, if you did it from UK pounds to US pounds, UK are paying more. It's not a bad price.
No, it still saves me about £7 a month on the pay-per-views.
Correct.
So I can deal with that, but I don't watch many of the pay-per-views on Sky Box Office if they don't appeal to me.
But the difference is with the whole idea of
the network, but
you can watch it at any time.
Yeah, but if WWE want me to buy the network, they need to set out compelling television, or otherwise I could do what I do now and I'll buy the ones that look good, and I'll pay them for when it looks good. But the ones that look shit,
move on.
I'll stream at a convenient time.
But the good thing about with WWE is you can actually you can quit at any time. So basically, like you just said, you could pay $9.99 for the month of the pay-per-view that you're interested in, and then cut off.
Yeah.
So basically, that could be shooting themselves in the foot as well. But it's not smart where if you're trying to keep people watching your show, you've got to keep it compelling. You've got to always have people coming back saying, "What's happening? We want more."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. The way they've done Raw, they've done it, and then what's gone silly is they only mention it on SmackDown very briefly, and quickly sort of moved on.
Yeah.
Which is not. That's me, folks. Which is not right. It's not right because, bear this in mind, what happened on Raw, right, spoiler alert by the way, is, in case you haven't watched it, is we had 3 talents who helped Cena beat the Authority in Survivor Series, get absolutely trounced upon,
pillaged.
buried to high heaven. Ziggler comes in, gets the sneaky win, finds out his match wasn't a one-on-one match,
Yeah.
so 2 out of 3 falls. Then he loses 2 falls straight to the new IC champion.
I predicted it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Good old New Year predictions.
But then again, it's Barrett. He's always going to have that IC title.
Barrett is like the Chris Jericho of
the IC title, which is Chris Jericho's thing.
Yeah, but it's ironic because Jericho is Barrett's mentoring her in the first season of NXT.
Which is a bit of a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's ironic because I look at Barrett and I look at him the same way that I look at Jericho. Half of these runs he's having with the Intercontinental title could be with the main title.
Yeah. Correct.
It's at that brass ring.
But like someone says, he's not going for it. Let him go for it.
Yeah. But it's an interesting one. Just before we talk about Piss Take Raw, the network is finally coming to the UK.
Well, hey.
One of us is sceptical, the other one is hopeful because it'll come on my birthday, which would be an awesome birthday treat. The other one's sceptical because we were supposed to have it before, but it got cancelled.
I wonder who's which.
So I'm happy it's coming out on January 19th. So it'll be a good day. I'll probably be too pissed to watch it, but I can wake up in the morning and it's just that I just hope we get the same content at the same time as the Americans.
Unlike sort of the opposite of what they do with Netflix. Well, the one thing I will say is, I'm sceptical because they've done this before. They did the big announcement.
Yeah.
Then they pulled it off minutes before it was going live. Now, if that happens this time, I think WWE are completely shooting themselves in the foot more every time they're doing this because it's a big market.
It is. Right,
it's a big market, the UK.
Imagine how many people over here will buy WrestleMania if it's on the network.
Exactly. For what? For just
$9.99.
Which is a fair price.
Yeah, it is a fair price.
It's a fair price, but people aren't going to pay that price if they're being disgruntled and not getting the chance to watch the product because it's not there for them. It's not right, is it?
No. So
bear in mind, how long have the US had theirs for?
It was last January, wasn't it?
It was before WrestleMania.
It was last January.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They had it.
I'm looking forward to the network, and I'll explain why I'm looking forward to the network. Because this is my chance to relive ECW.
Because the ECW content.
Yeah, but if they hold back on the content, if they make it like it's just like a TV channel for £10, in the words of The Rock, they can turn that some bit sideways and they can stick it straight up the candy ass.
Ooh.
Because I want the same process that the Americans have, where they can watch through the archives, but if they want to watch some of the live content on the network as well, they can do.
Yeah. So you've got the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I won't go back and watch ECW because we didn't have the privilege of having ECW here.
Not quite. We had to normally wait for videotapes, DVDs.
So I'd love to have a chance to sit there and relive
the
ECW.
Just to clarify, by the way, folks, this isn't the ECW rebrand of WWE. This is the original ECW.
Yeah, you know, with
possibly would this be when it was Eastern Championship Wrestling or Extreme Championship Wrestling?
Extreme Championship Wrestling.
No, because they went to that name change.
Yeah, because Paul Heyman took over from the promoter.
So I take it you want to possibly see the certain speech that Shane Douglas made?
That was against Shawn Michaels and the IC title.
Oh no! I'm on about the where he won the ECW, the thingy with the NWA, the main belt, threw it down, and declared himself the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. What a way to get a belt over. A brand new belt.
Yeah, but it'll be nice to watch that, you know. But there's that, and then after is Legends of the Round Table, which I actually enjoy listening to.
Yeah.
It's a good programme. So I'll be looking forward to catching some of the content, you know. Like, I try to watch it on YouTube, but there's no good uplinks.
There is.
But it's rare to find a couple of good uplinks per episode. Like, you can catch highlights, but I don't want highlights. I want to, engulf, you know, I've had a little bit of downtime the last couple of weeks, so I've managed to catch up through 2 series of one TV programme, 2 series of the other, and I've now actually got my co-host hooked on one of them in his downtime.
Well, it's not. You got me hooked. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But you just sort of waved it in front of me.
Yeah, so if I've got time, then I will bulk watch stuff. It's just harder when you have to go out your way to find it. So if it's in front of me, I can do it, and I will quite happily pay £10 as long as it's the right format.
In the right format, and then you know, which should be good.
Yeah.
Which is what we need to say. Where do we need to be keeping the content coming up?
Yeah.
Now, back on to shall we move on from the subject of this? Or
yeah.
shall we actually get to Raw?
Yeah. So we can go to Piss Take. It shouldn't take long to cover.
It's not the best. Far from it.
The matches weren't bad.
No, the matches weren't bad.
So I'll rephrase what I mean by Piss Take Raw. It was a piss take because it lacked proper development.
There was no storyline. It just seemed like, you know...
It was like another throwaway.
Yeah, like you've got the chance of telling a story.
Because this is the biggest break they have between pay-per-views.
Yes.
Between TLC and the Royal Rumble, because it's about 6 or 7 weeks. You know, it's 7 weeks before the next pay-per-view. What am I going to do? I mean, we used to write it for 3 weeks at a time. Well, sit down.
Take your time.
And build it properly. Back in the day, there only used to be 4 pay-per-views and a couple of special events.
Yep.
In Your House used to be like a big pay-per-view.
They were special.
Yeah, I miss In Your House.
Oh, they were fun.
Some of the best matches in the Attitude Era happened
if I
in
recall,
Your House.
One of them was so good they had to tell it twice due to technical difficulties. Let me guess, you noticed the quote I even threw in there as well. I take it. Which it does happen, but not many have that, you know, that idea of they have to do it. But it was a good idea at the time. Now they've got the pay-per-views almost every month.
Yeah.
They need to just sit down, think of what they're doing, who they're pushing, who's going to have a bit of downtime and whatnot. This Raw didn't do that. It just basically says, we've got some guys coming back who are going to be heel. And we're just going to push them over all the top talent. And then to make it look like we had to give the top, you know, the good guys a bit of a break, we're now just going to kick them out.
Yeah, like, it would have made better sense to, like, try banning from the Rumble and then over the next weeks have them fight to get the place in.
Yeah.
Make one of them miss the place like Rowan. You know, people aren't going to complain if Rowan doesn't get in the Rumble.
Yeah.
But like, say if Ziggler got in it, if you wanted to punish Ziggler more, you could go, you know what? You can start at number one.
Yeah.
You know, kick a man while he's down. You know, he's just got in, he's knackered, and you can have Stephanie come out, be the vindictive bitch that she is, and just say that you can, right,
No,
you're in the Rumble, but you're going in at number one.
Number 1, number 2, number 3, regardless. But the idea being is, straight away, that tells a story. They're punishing them, they're torturing them, to sort of, to say, yeah, we're in charge. But to just come out and just go, you're fired, where's retaliation? Can they retaliate at the moment now? Because they're not on.
Well, they can, because they might as well do the John Cena storyline where he got fired by the Nexus and he still could bought a ticket and turned up at every event each week.
True, but they can't. If they do that, then
that's WWE's way of getting out of "I've been fired." Turns up in the front row with the crowd and has a ticket.
Or they can do the Miz
Comes in with a hood,
with a mask, and wins a contract.
It'll be balance.
They seem to either go one way or the other.
Yeah, like it's either extreme wins for faces or extreme wins for heels. Like back when you had the Ministry of Darkness versus the Union, for example.
Yes.
Well, there's always been tiers to a stable. You have your low carders to mid carders. Your low carders are your jobbers. Like, they seem to be like the higher muscle, but against the mid card upper tier faces, they are just cannon fodder.
Yeah.
So, a good example of this for the Ministry of Darkness when it was prime during the Attitude Era would have been Midian.
Yep.
Or Dennis Knight, as some people will know him as.
Yeah.
He would squash people like Kai and Tai.
Yeah.
But you stick him against a Ken Shamrock or a Mankind or someone like that from the Union and they'd...
He lost.
Yeah, they'd beat him down, squash him and get the information that they needed off him.
It was back and forth.
Yeah, and then afterwards, if they wanted to get even, they send the APA out.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah.
Like the APA were one of the baddest...
As known as the Acolytes at
yeah.
them.
But they were like one of the baddest tag teams. Like, you wouldn't mess with both of them if they came out. Oh. And then if that didn't... And like if...
It built up.
Yeah, like you'd have Viscera. They send Viscera out if they wanted to kill someone. Like, and then afterwards, if that all else failed, The Undertaker would just stick himself in there.
Yeah, but then it'd be building
But there were
up.
tiers, yeah.
It was building up. So it goes from the low card stage to the mid card to then the upper card.
Mid card, and then to the main event.
The top dogs.
Now, if we look at what the Authority is now, we're your active jobbers. And I use active for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you've got jobbers,
Yeah.
but they don't wrestle matches.
Nope.
J&J Security should not count as your active jobbers.
No. They shouldn't. And this is... you just mentioned jobbing. You'll actually have a bit of a shock over SmackDown then. A bit later on.
Yeah, but if you're building a wrestling show up, you don't want a... If you're going to have, like, a fraction, you want the nice balance. Because at the moment, in the Authority, you've got the Big Show.
Yeah.
Upper mid-card, main event when needed. Agreed?
Upper mid, yeah.
Yeah, upper mid, he can transfer into the main event if he's needed
Can
to.
if needed, but I wouldn't put him there now.
Kane, mid-card, upper mid-card.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Seth Rollins, upper mid-card, main event.
Because he's got that money in the bank, which can be
Yeah,
anytime.
Triple H. Steph,
Yeah,
she ain't known job to anyone.
you're correct.
Who else in the Authority?
You got J&J, which is the jobbers.
Rusev, if you is loosely aligned, is up at mid-card.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
So, that tells me in that structure, they're missing something.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a look at what Team Cena was,
Yep.
so Eric Rowan,
Yeah.
lower mid-card,
Lower mid-card, potential, depending on who was up against.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he'd be the one, if I was building up the matches, would lose.
Yeah.
Because he's got the least to lose.
Yeah, but it was nice when they put him up against Big Show, who's more
Yeah.
upper, it sort of built him up a little bit.
As a mid-card
yeah.
person. But you stick him against Rusev, you know who's winning.
Yeah, Rusev.
You stick him against Seth Rollins, you know who's winning. Who else was on Team Cena? Ziggler.
Yeah.
Upper mid-card.
Potential main event.
Well, he's upper mid-card
That's
at the
my
moment.
personal.
Yeah, that's your personal opinion. But if we're doing like a table at the moment,
upper mid-card.
he's upper mid-card. Cena is main event.
Yep.
Or glass ceiling, untouchable, sitting on his throne with Triple H's golden shovel next to him. Who else was on Team Cena that we saw? Ryback. Mid-card to upper mid-card.
Yeah. But he has the potential to go further.
Yeah, to main event if given the right push.
Which I think...
And develops his mic skills.
What?
If he develops his mic skills.
Which he seems to have been doing.
He has, but who else was on that team?
But he lost that.
Yeah. Who else is... Big Show walks out on him.
Yep.
So, we've gone through Team Cena.
Yeah. But there was originally Sheamus.
Sheamus is in Ireland drinking Guinness.
Yeah, but...
Jammy bastard.
No. But the idea being as he was originally going to be in it.
Yeah. And so was Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Who again is the lower mid-card, like, jobber.
No, he is just jobber.
Yeah, you know.
You can't see Zack
as Zack Ryder and then the CJ Parker.
Oh.
But, yeah, but, like, now, there's the unbalance.
There's no balance to it.
No.
Which you need a careful balance.
Yeah. Like, I understand if you're going to write it, then the faces might have had to take a couple of wins the week before or do something, but because they came back at the end, there was no real chance. So this week, if the Authority come out on top again, I know where it's leading. It's leading for the bill for Triple H versus Sting.
Yeah.
But you can't make that match the focus.
No, but the problem is straight away. You had the whole, title change hands, then they had, what else did they have? They also had Ronan get a kicking in. They also had Ryback getting jumped up on.
Yeah.
So no matter what, there was the Authority always on top. And then at the very end, where the scene is there, oh, blah, 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 we're not going to suspend you. All three of you are fired. Straight away, that would make every single fan of theirs absolutely majorly angry.
Yeah.
Because they've just gone through crap to then get buried.
Yeah, so it was just the way that it was built. Like, the matches were good. The 2 out of 3 falls match was a decent match. Yeah, it was a decent match.
I thought Ziggler losing the belt was too soon.
Yeah. Like, what is he now? Like 6-time Intercontinental Champion?
Like that, yeah.
Fucking what's Barrett? Like 5-time Intercontinental Champion?
Something like that.
How many times did Kurt Angle win that belt? 3, 4 at a push?
Yeah.
Chris Benoit?
Not many.
Eddie Guerrero? Bret Hart? Shawn Michaels?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Owen Hart? Must have only won that belt 2 or 3, 4 times.
Triple H.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 times. And now you've got mid-carders that I look back on and go, are you really much better than the people that have won it 2 or 3 times? And in my heart of hearts, I cannot say that Bad News Barrett, as much as I love him, is better than Owen Hart. And Owen Hart only had that title once or twice.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett held that title 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
The Godfather. The most over mid-card person during the Attitude Era held that title only 3 times.
It happens.
I think it was 3 times. I could be wrong. I'll wiki that while we're chatting about Raw.
Right.
So
the problem with that is they didn't have much for it.
Yeah.
So straight away there's no comeuppance.
Yeah, but the hot shot in the title at the moment, aren't they? And it's devaluing it.
The problem is also with this is also the fact of the major problem I thought is most of the matches were evolved around the Authority and the whole Cena thing. The only possible matches that didn't involve it was, if I believe it would be the Divas title.
Yeah.
In a non-title match. Non-title match. And you had, I believe, Natalia versus Nikki. with a say from Paige, which sort of showed Paige becoming potentially more so a face.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of storytelling. That's a bit of an uppie. A bit of an uppie. The rest of the show is all down for the fans. So if the fans are all down, what's telling them to come back? Are their heroes going to come back? Doesn't make it feel that way, as though they're going to come back, does it?
No.
So straight away there, what have they got to come to? Oh, but you can say that. But if you watch main event, which was being, fair, and then you got SmackDown, which was a bit of an interesting one. And so some people aren't watching SmackDown because they don't watch it. It's like what I said to you, they're having that competition sometimes inside. Some people either watch SmackDown, just SmackDown, some people just watch just Raw.
Yeah, just to go back to what I was saying, I do apologise folks, The Godfather only won it once.
Was it once?
Once.
When was this?
April 12th, 1999 in Detroit, Michigan.
Fair enough.
Jeff Jarrett was a 5-time Intercontinental title,
Six.
time. 6 times he won that belt, surprisingly.
Yep. 6. And I believe he lost the 6th one to China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
China could actually technically be a 3-time Intercontinental title holder.
I'll go with that, yeah. I'll go with that.
She isn't classed as one, she isn't classed as a 2-time,
No, it should be 3.
But that should be 3.
Should be 3. Anyway, let's move on anyway. I'd say that's mostly Raw covered.
Yeah, there wasn't much great detail apart from the authorities coming back and firing people.
Coming back, showing the dominance.
What do you think of the Ascension? The look between the mix of the Legion of Doom, Demolition, and a BDSM hub.
Interesting in the sense of, but I don't like how they started with, against heels. They're now actually showing that they are bad.
Yeah.
But the problem is, they could have done that in the first place without them being introduced by a face team against another heel team.
Oh, here you go. Just to jump back onto the Bad News Barrett.
Yeah.
How many times do you think he's become the Intercontinental title holder?
I could guess.
Yeah.
It's between 4 and 6.
5. 5 times. And his is the 150th reign in the Intercontinental title history.
Let me know. Not right. Well, it's not right.
So, some of these people have held it 3 or 4 times, but this is the 150th time that the title had changed hands.
Yeah.
In its 40 years.
Which is quite... It should be a big thing, but it's not going to get treated as big yet until the 200th, I think.
Yeah.
Even then, they probably won't even do it then.
Yeah, so, he's... he is one of the highest reigning Intercontinental title holders, so. Kurt Angle only held that title once.
Not multiple times.
No, once. Steve Austin held it twice. Legends. Look, some of these names here are legends of the business.
Yep.
And they've held it once.
Even Bradshaw.
Yeah. And then you look up and there's people on this list that have held it more times than they deserve to.
Yep.
Like Santino Marella. 2 times Intercontinental title holder. I love Santino to pieces, but should he have held that title more than Ricky Steamboat?
Oof, or Ric Flair.
Yeah. But Ric Flair held 16 world titles, so I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But Rob Van Dam's held that title 6 times.
Yep.
And to think soon that he's going to be overtaken.
Potentially
by a couple of people. It's
really,
shocking. Yeah, it is really bad.
It's shocking.
That is really
I
really
believe
bad.
the person who's done it the most is it Jericho or RVD.
Chris Jericho's held it 9 times.
9.
Edge has held it 5.
It's shocking.
But Jeff Jarrett was a 6th time.
Yeah, but even so, I do believe that with this, you need to stop hotshotting the title at the moment.
Yeah.
let it become what it is. Just look at the US title. The US title has become something a little bit more interesting because it's not just because of the whole gimmick thing. Bear this in mind, it's on somebody who's undefeated, who was literally ripping through talent. He's beating them, and everybody that they're putting in front of him, they're beating. Well, straight away, Rusev's there. He had a good challenger in Ryback.
Yeah.
They now can't continue that story. No. Can they? Why? Because the person who's going for it has been fired. Straight away. There goes one story.
Yeah.
For Rusev. So where does Rusev go to now?
I've got a good idea where Rusev will go to now.
Go on.
And it'll be a good thing to see how he's coping. It'll be with Daniel Bryan.
You think he'll go with Daniel Bryan?
Because the Authority will want him squashed. Who better to squash him than someone that hasn't been pinned yet?
True.
You know, if you want to stack the deck against someone who hasn't actually wronged you since he's been out injured, but you just don't like him because he's a B-plus player,
ooh,
why don't you, just
set the deck.
Yeah, set the deck against him, you know, like they used to do it with Umaga.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, so Daniel Bryan's first meaningful feud after the Rumble, and afterwards, that'll go up to Fastlane.
Yep.
Which is a shit name for the pay-per-view, by the way.
Don't think I'm starting on that one.
And then after Fastlane, then he could build up for a feud with whoever, and Rusev could go on to Ryback, because I'd assume Ryback could be back by then.
Potentially, but...
and that'd be a good WrestleMania opening match, yeah. Ryback versus Rusev.
Yeah, it would be.
But who would you have win?
In all fairness, if Rusev was against Daniel Bryan,
yeah,
the only way Ryback could gain something from it
is by costing Rusev the match.
As if Rusev lost due to disqualification.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Mm. So say he's got the accolade in and Daniel Bryan won't tap.
Yeah.
But he won't let go of the hold, say he's in the ropes and he gets himself disqualified.
Yeah.
And then Ryback could come through the crowd or something like they did with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20.
Yes, good idea. Tells a story then.
Yeah.
Because then they can have a big moment. It's not the moment. It's not what the moment is. Can Ryback beat the unbeaten?
Yeah.
And yet, I found some interesting. Most people say no.
In all fairness,
I've decreed by WWE standards that Rusev will still be undefeated in 2015.
No.
People have said that.
He won't.
But personally,
if there's a book he's taking bets at decent odds that Rusev will lose a match, I'd even go as far to say he'll lose before SummerSlam.
After WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Perfect time. WrestleMania will be a perfect time.
Because you imagine Shell Shock in front of 90,000 people and the popper to get afterwards. And Ryback gets the US title.
2, 3.
That's a meaningful feud with two future main event superstars for the US title. The last big match that they had at WrestleMania for the US title where it actually meant something was John Cena versus The Big Show.
Yeah.
Because that title elevated John Cena's career.
Yeah, because people were saying, could Cena do some of his big moves on Big Show?
Yeah.
Could this happen?
But, you could have Ryback break out the accolade, stand up and do the backpack stunner or something. If he could climb, they'd have to practice it. And then after, they go into Shell Shock. Afterwards, 1, 2, 3, crowd goes wild. Rusev's had a 300-day title reign. Ryback's
straight away. It puts everybody over.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
It is.
Which they need. They need win-win situations, but they don't seem to be doing it.
No.
They don't. They just seem to be throwing stuff away.
Sorry, I do apologise. It wouldn't be a 300-day, but it'd be a good, near 5-month reign with that US title.
It would. It would, because he beat Sheamus, didn't he, on Post-Raw.
on November the 3rd.
Even so,
It just feels like he's had that title for a while.
no, but bear this in mind, right? How long has he been undefeated?
Rusev. For quite a while.
Yeah. It's not just about getting the title. If anybody does get the title, they're not just getting the title.
No.
They are getting his streak.
Yeah. So that can mean something, and you've got a decent show opener. Give it 10 or 15 minutes, it'll be brutal, but people will be into it.
Yeah.
Because it'll be smashed. It'll be like watching a demolition derby.
Exactly, which is sometimes not everybody wants to see that, but sometimes you have to give that. You have to see that. You need them sort of matches. You want to be brutal. You want to be tough. You want to be fast. Putting two big bruises against each other, you're not going to get finesse.
No. Just getting that smash mouth in your face football
Yes.
sort of thing, aren't you?
Correct.
So that's fine. So you want to talk a little bit about SmackDown?
SmackDown, we haven't fully covered it for this week, but SmackDown's a bit interesting because
I haven't watched it yet, so I'm just going to be quiet and listen.
it's just going to be like a little bit of a cover, it says, but it's not the full cover because I've only been able to catch bits of it. I had some of the main bits. I know since how they started the show, they did mention, the three who got fired and whatnot, asked for silent moments. This is Seth Rollins. And then from out of nowhere, I'm not kidding you, you had things come down to declare he's still hunting for him. Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. This was quite interesting. And basically all of a sudden out of the blue declare he's coming for them. Starts laying into them and J&J Security. Your job squad, as you said. And then somehow they got into the main event, which is Big Show, Seth Rollins against Roman Reigns and anybody who wants to join him. It looks like it's about to be, from out of nowhere, Dean Ambrose appears. We then have Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose tagging, which looked good.
Yeah.
It looked good. It was a good main event for SmackDown. It told a bit of a story. It got what it needed. It got that big up thing. But the problem is, what they're going to do on Raw, what I think they can't do, they can't keep putting all the bad stuff on Raw, authority on top, and then on SmackDown have all their faces go, yay, we're getting one back. Because not everyone's watching SmackDown. Not everyone is watching SmackDown. They need to sort of tell that story of, fairness, on the show. They need balance.
Yeah.
But the biggest shocker, Bad New Barrett goes to try and give Dolph Ziggler his rematch, but then goes, oh no, it's good news, which was, oh, I'm going to give you a rematch. Oh wait, you can't do it because you've been fired. So instead, Sin Cara got a match, non-title, and the shocking thing was, Sin Cara beat Barrett, non-title. But Barrett did, straight after the match, beat on him. But then, straight away there, you've got a potential new IC competitor in Sin Cara.
Yeah, who's been training down in NXT, I believe.
He's NXT champion, tag champ, at the moment. But however, that's all we're going to cover for SmackDown.
Yeah.
For this week. Anything you want to cover yourself?
I'd like to encourage anyone who hasn't seen it yet to watch Main Event this week.
Yeah.
You actually get a decent main roster women's match.
Yes. Yes, you do. Which is between Nikki Bella versus Paige.
Yeah.
What a match. What a match. And you'd watched that today, I already watched it.
Yeah.
And I said to you, was that a good match?
It was. It was a really good match. Like, I've heard reviews about how good it was, and it was it was brilliant. So I encourage anyone to watch that.
Oh, do apologise.
So Matt's forgot to turn his phone off again. What an idiot.
Doesn't matter. We'll continue on.
Anyone who wants to have a look at a funny picture, if you search Nikki Bella wrestling mains, that?
Wrestling mains.
Yeah. You'll see one with Brie, Nikki, and Daniel Bryan. And this is brilliant. It's just had me in stitches. You've got Nikki going, my tits can buy anything, and Daniel Bryan just responds with, how about a Brie? So I did find that quite funny, you know. But it's been quite decent. So that was that. We're building up for quite an interesting month. You're going to be active soon again.
Yep. At United, end of the month, on the last Friday of the month, at Bids, or the Sutherland's Project,
Yeah.
as also known as. But that's going to be interesting for the simple fact of I'm not in one match.
Yeah.
I'm in two. I am in a one-on-one match against Syntax, who I've got to say, out of weirdness, he's not normal. You've seen him yourself.
Yeah.
What would you say? Hello? What would you say?
To Syntax, he's out there.
Very out there.
He's a little bit different.
I can also say I think it's going to be a first time for me. It's going to be one of them ones where it's going to be a first time.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It'll be a different match. It'll be one to look forward to. Like, if you've got a chance to see it is something of a spectacle. And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Fair enough. It's going to be interesting in the sense of he's more psychological,
Yeah.
I say. But the only problem is, has he got that psychological advantage over me?
No, because he hasn't faced anything like you in United yet.
Which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so it should be a good match.
And the second match
As the 30-man Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I believe it is 30, isn't it?
I don't think it is 30.
Isn't it?
I don't know how many it is in it, but all I know is we've got myself so far,
Charles Kelsey.
Charles Kelsey, Mr. AJ Hughes,
Yeah.
Scott Schuyler,
Yeah.
and the winner basically gets a title shot against Squirt's Celtic title. I don't know exactly when the title match would be happening, but could potentially become a champion
Yeah. Would that finish off your Triple Crown?
if I did win it. I believe it would.
So it says a little bit of extra motivation for the bad boy of British wrestling.
I believe so because I've held the tag team titles multiple.
Yeah.
I have held the heavyweight,
Yeah.
but I've never held the Celtic.
And I think that'd be worthwhile for you.
Potentially, even though I would like to go for the heavyweight, but at the moment, yeesh.
Yeah, so it'll be an interesting one to watch.
They've got the massive guy on it.
Barricade.
Yeah.
Is he entering it?
No. He's the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't know if he's entering it yet or not. He could enter it to help Squirt with his, keep his title.
Well, he won't be helping him keep his title, Yeah. I imagine Barricade would want to be the only double reigning champion in United history. Holding both the main and the Celtic.
I'm just trying to think if we've had that. I believe we are. I don't think we have.
No, and that'd be motivation.
That could be a first, but sometimes there is a line with alliances. You never know.
As Booker T has said many times, there's no such things as friends when there's titles.
True, but sometimes there is a few that do that would try and help others.
Yeah.
But if they could help themselves, you never know.
No.
You never know. But even so, there should be an interesting show.
Yeah, so that'll be an interesting one. Are you venturing down to CCW at any time to issue a distance best served cold?
Oh yeah, don't know. We haven't got a date yet, but
Vengeance is coming.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting for the date to be given of when I go down to CCW and go hunting, as I've stated before. And this isn't just going to be a little go down there, show me face, probably get a few hits in. This is going to be full on bestest serve cold.
Yeah, swing for the fences, swing hard,
Now,
swing high.
bear this in mind, I'm fun loving.
Yeah.
Like I've been fun loving. At the last show of CCW, they took that away from me. They took that away from me. Not only just that, they took away a chance for me to become a heavyweight champion, which everybody aims to be. I understand competition.
Yeah.
That wasn't my problem. My problem is they did it the wrong way. They didn't do it alone. They did it cowardly. And they did everything in their power to do whatever they want. They don't care if they stomped on someone's fun. They don't care if they stomped on someone's dreams. Not only that, when they got what they wanted, they tried to end someone's career. Now, I'll tell you this now. Regardless of my good days, bad days, no. I've caused injuries, but have I ever tried to end someone's career?
Not yet, but there's always a first.
And I feel like they're pushing me to it.
I think I might have been the tranquilizer to calm you down at CCW.
You think one will do it?
One or two might.
Honestly, I don't think so. You might need the box, because I am so angry over the situation, because the fact that if you're trying, when I say they try to end someone's career, they're potentially trying to end someone's livelihood.
Yeah.
Because for you to have no career, you've got to have an injury so bad you can't wrestle.
Yeah.
Now, how many injuries do you know that can be that bad? Not many, and they're all debilitating. You've basically almost got to cripple somebody. So basically, in a sense, they try to cripple somebody to the point of not being able to come back to wrestle. But if they can't wrestle, what could they do if they're in that situation where they're that injured?
There isn't. So CCW is a time for revenge and retribution.
It's not just about retribution. It's also to teach a certain group some actual manners, respect, and to actually have an actual understanding of what they're actually doing.
So that's coming up soon.
Hang on. I'll let you talk for a bit, because I've got to reel it back in.
So that's coming up soon. There's a special project that we're working on together, which should hopefully work for us quite soon. Apart from that, everything's business as usual. That's us done for today. I've got to go get some practicing for a big competition tomorrow. And
I'm in talks with wrestling companies about potential bookings.
Yeah, so that's us done for today.
The one thing, is anybody you want to give shout outs to?
Oh yeah, we did have a couple of questions, so we'll answer them quickly. One of our fans from over in the States asked us, what is the favourite podcast that we've ever done?
Episode.
Yeah, the favourite podcast episode. Now, I know which one's Matt's, because Matt's is the one where I went batshit crazy.
Oh my lord. Nathan McMahon.
Ass.
That episode was... Oh, I was crying. I couldn't stop laughing.
Matt Burns, you're fired.
It wasn't just that. It was just your timing and everything. It was just hilarious. And the subject you did it on. I'm going to tell... Oh, good Lord.
There's an infamous spot where I take the piss out of Santino Morales' gimmick that he has now, because he did have a nice Russian gimmick,
Yeah.
and now he's got a fucking Italian comedy jobber. And for those of you that haven't listened to it, I've just butchered the English language. It's still actually up on the other podcast that shall not be named.
Yeah.
Episode 15 or 16, Week with Ric Flair's Record. If you go on there, it's about halfway through, and I go on what must be a 15-minute rant which covers male cheerleaders and turning a Canadian to Russian, then to a frickin' Italian.
Oh, that's just pure genius.
So I covered that, which was Matt's favourite one. It was probably my favourite one because I just lost.
You just went insane.
Yeah, and
You lost the plot.
and there's been a couple of people that have listened to it that actually enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the future we'll find something where I can go back to that place again and entertain the masses. What's been our favourite gimmick?
Favourite gimmick?
I'll do mine because...
You already mentioned yours, haven't
Yeah,
you?
but mine's obvious. For reasons known to man, I was a big fan of the Godfather gimmick. So,
Yeah.
Because it was the most... It didn't need titles to be over. Just the gimmick of what every male bloke thought was cool in the 90s. It shows us how far we've actually come away from what's acceptable, because you couldn't call a woman a hoe on telly anymore and get away with it. Like, you couldn't bring about 6 women down to ringside, scantily clad, dressed, and pimp them out so you didn't have to fight a match. so that couldn't happen on TV anymore, so that's why it's my favourite gimmick.
Me, I have to go down the road of Mick Foley, Mankind.
Yeah? So...
It's not just a fact. Everybody knows who Mick Foley is.
Yeah.
And at this point, they're building up to it. Everybody knows who Mick Foley is.
Yeah.
But when Mick Foley debuted as Mankind, it was something
Else.
Something strange. And bear this in mind, he was that much of a... His insaneness was that bad. How many people could go toe-to-toe with Undertaker? Gimme.
So that answers that question.
And Ben's also, he also got, at the time, Shawn Michaels, who was fun-loving,
Yeah.
to bring out a darker side
Yeah.
of Shawn
So that's that
at
side.
Games.
And finally what's our least favourite gimmick?
Oh,
There's so many.
there's so many.
I'm gonna go with Big Dick Johnson.
Oh, good Lord.
What the actual fuck possessed him to put that on tally? I don't need to see someone the same build as me in a G-string on tally. That is not appealing. That shit is not nice.
It's best with the music.
Yeah. And squirting that fucking... whatever it was over... Oh,
It made you... I'm wondering if that's the reason why they went to PG.
So what's your least favourite gimmick?
For me, it's between 3. You've mentioned one.
Yeah?
As we already know, Big Dick Thompson.
So just pick your most one.
And then we've got Max Moon.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was on the first ever Raw.
Yeah. But they changed the person who it originally was.
Yeah.
It didn't look right. It looked flimsy and whatnot. And the other one, the gobbledygook. Oh, no. My mistake. Red Rooster.
Red Rooster.
Red Rooster.
Actually, can I change mine? Can I go for Pete Rose as the worst ever wrestling gimmick?
No, I think that's one of the best. I think that's brilliant. Just getting chokeslam left, right and centre. I go with the Red Rooster simply being, he wasn't a rooster. He's a person. And you got a guy just put a bit of hair.
Actually,
making a noise and I've said
if we're
don't.
going modern worst gimmicks, can mine go to El Torito? Because that is not a bull. It's supposed to be a Minotaur,
Yeah.
and they're calling it a bull.
I have no idea what they're doing.
But it's a little fucking midget that's more horny than half the Mexicans trying to cross the border, trying to get a fucking visa.
That in that one sentence, so many things that are so wrong you just said. I'm just trying. I'm not associated with them comments.
But
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. We've answered that question. We've answered them questions. We'd like to hear yours. If anybody wants to send us messages and whatnot, they're more than welcome to. Where can they contact us?
They can contact me at Nathan Goff on Facebook, and also at the Burning Truth.
At the Burning Truth,
on
which
Facebook.
Well, at this moment in time, you know exactly where to contact us. You know I'm Matt Burns UK on Facebook.
The bad boy.
Matt
Bad Boy Burns on Twitter or Twatter.
You know where to contact us. You've got all the contact details and whatnot. You're more than welcome to contact us on either Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Yes, you can contact on YouTube. But you have to have an account on there, however. But it should all be entertaining. Does anybody want to give a shout out to?
No.
Nobody this week?
I've got no shout outs this week. Actually, if you want to read some more wrestling stuff, there's actually a close personal friend of ours that does do a little bit of writing on a couple of wrestling websites, which is Philippa Hopwood.
Yep.
I've got the surname right, so she might not kill me for that.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to read some of her stuff, it is some quality pieces of writing.
It's not just that. She does the research.
Yeah, she's in the know. She's knowledgeable. And she's like the opposite side to us. Like, she's sensible and we're fun-loving, piss-taking idiots. Which, if you take us seriously, then...
No. she can be fun-loving and whatnot, when having laughs and whatnot. But I will point this out. When it comes to writing articles and everything, she is the business. So if you want to read some good stuff, I highly recommend Philippa Hopwood. And she's done a good number of articles. So do keep an eye out for her. But she also does some video editing, I believe.
Yes.
On YouTube. And she's done some work for United Wrestling.
Yeah.
So you can also check that page out as well.
Yes, so that's my shout out. Have you got any shout outs?
Oh, I believe you just done mine as well.
Okay, so that's us covered.
Because that was going to be my shout out to Philippa Hopwood.
So that's us covered. From us here at The Burning Truth, stay safe. We'll be with you next weekend, and then the week after could be a delayed episode due to me celebrating my birthday.
And I believe that would be also the same week I'm probably getting pummeled. You see, the knocks in my head are affecting me now. I don't even know what days I'm wrestling.
So from us folks, keep safe.
I'd say this has been The Burning Truth. I highly recommend you go out and check your local wrestling, any sports that you enjoy and whatnot. Highly recommend it. Stay safe, be well, and you've been listening to The Burning Truth. Goodbye.